Hi, everyone. Welcome to the call. Thank you for all the interest. Strange times, strange topics. Normally, you'll find us talking to you guys about online marketing and improving your internet marketing presence and dominating online. But today, a special topic. As way of background, let me give you a quick introduction for those of you that don't know us. My name is Ryan Rockwood. I run a SaaS company in Southern California that serves agents nationwide. My father, Mike Rockwood, is the CFO. Mike, would you mind advancing to the next slide? I've got an intro slide for him. Basically, as you know, we're normally helping our agents succeed online, but recently the COVID crisis changed everything. No surprise, right? It caused us to dive into financial aid options for virtual results, our own company. We rapidly became we rapidly became subject matter experts. And so now we're actually pursuing a couple of these options ourselves. The thing is, we didn't just want to stop there because we immediately realized our clients, for the most part, were completely in the dark about this. And that's really scary because we're all going to, succeed or not together in this. So our goal now is to change that. So we're going to turn our experience, hopefully, into a really informative, brief webinar that gives you exactly what we've identified as the greatest hits of the relief package and how it might apply to agents, brokers, and teams. Mike, please hit the next slide. There's a ton of news. There's a lot going on, right? And the Senate's doing this, the House is doing this. They finally agreed on something, came out together. Well, what does it all mean for you? If you're like me, you have to run your own business, and you can't sit around studying, the latest relief bills. So, in a nutshell, broken down for you, here's the greatest hits that we've found, and really, they're some pretty powerful tools here. By far, the vast majority of the people on this call are probably agents. They may have a assistant. They may have office bills, cars that car bill, healthcare that you write off. You may file as a business. You may just do a write-through sort of a thing. So what we try to do is stack these in the order that is going to be most applicable for most people on this call. Unemployment compensation has been changed, effective immediately. Realtors qualify. That is 1099 employees now qualify for the first time. Significantly improved compensation and duration of these benefits can be had, and you could start availing yourself of that right now. You apply for unemployment compensation at the state level. In most cases, you can do it online. You can do it today. Okay. Next up, the Paycheck Protection Program. This is part of the new bill that came into law. And what's important here is that very rapidly, they're going to seek to get loans in the hands of folks like you that need them. These loans are going to be for 2.5 times your monthly payroll. The idea here is to keep cash pumping through the American economy and keeping people employed right now. The exciting thing about this is that there's likely no need to repay this. Why likely? Like anything, there's details and there's restrictions. For example, you can't just keep the money and fire everybody, right? So there's some kind of common sense things there that'll pretty much make sense to you. But a huge chunk of agents, teams, brokers have people on payroll, and basically the government's just given you 2.5 months of payroll free that you don't have to pay back. And also, that isn't going to be counted as income on your taxes this year. It's pretty incredible. Next up, Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. This is the typical, this is kind of a twist on the typical disaster loan program. You've got a house, it's in the Midwest, the roof is in the neighbor's yard. You know what I mean? It's your typical SBA disaster loan. We're going to pay for we're going to pay for that, give you great terms on it. Well, the twist on this is economic injury. The challenge when I said, Mike, we're going to need to get some help immediately. We need to refinance our company debt. I was worried because I can't show the economic injury that's going to occur in the future, right? Mike came back to me and he found out that I don't have to, even though I only have thank God, 5 cancellations at this point. In a couple months, things are going to be very different, right? So what the government allows you to do is forecast your loss, meaning estimate it and get a loan based on that amount. Next up is probably going to be the state and local resources that are made available to you. We have a link at the end of this. It's updated every single day. Tremendous relief efforts on the state and local resources. Private companies like Facebook and others have announced many programs and more to come. We've only had one government sort of bill pass at this point. It passed a couple days ago. We expect several more like this. And so we've got some ways that we're going to help keep you tuned in to exactly what's, most likely to benefit you. You can't receive duplicative funds. Obviously, you can't, get a loan for the same purpose from 2 different groups. So you're going to have to pick and choose. The vast majority of you are going to want to apply for everything immediately, then decide when the time comes, which way you go. Don't wait. Okay, we're very proud that we were like the 1 millionth business to apply. But Mike tells me that there are going to be more than 30 million businesses, so you want to get to the front of the line as quick as possible. So, Mike, thanks for letting me give you the greatest hits. I just wanted to tell everyone, okay, what's out there? What could be? Now let's jump into some of the details and nuances.
Okay, Ryan, you want me to take over? Ryan, you want me to take over?
Please.
All right. So first of all, let's just review some of the details. Who's eligible? Teams and brokerages with fewer than 500 employees, your independent contractors, your 1099 employees, as well as your W-2 employees are covered. Businesses that were operational on February 15th, 2020, and you have to make a statement, a certification that the losses that you're projecting have to do with the conditions caused by COVID. And like Ryan said, you can't receive more than one of the SBA loan types. The amounts are up to 10 million, but of course the payroll protection plan loans will be a lot smaller, and the EIDL loans typically will be quite a bit smaller than that, but they can be up to 10 million. And they are for expenses that are incurred during the loan period of February 15th to June 30th. So the bill really covers this expected economic crisis time. And the use of the loan includes payroll support, mortgage, rent, and utility payments. These are now for the EIDL loans. Some of the loan attributes that are better than you're used to. As usual, the loans are guaranteed by the U.S. government. They're term loans, generally 10 years, but can be as high as 20 or even 30 years, apparently, in the fine print.
Interest has been locked in by Congress, I hear, at a max of 4%.
That's correct. Yeah, or even less, right? There's no borrower's fee, which is a big deal. No proof of credit elsewhere is required.
These are all changes. These are all kind of your standard small business loan groans and
steroids.
Bummers.
Yeah.
Of course, they'll always take your house if they can. Not anymore.
Well, yeah, in that regard, these are generally non-recourse loans. No personal guarantee is required, no signing of your real estate, except for the higher value loans. Certainly up to $350,000, they will be no liens, no non-recourse. And then any loan amount that is not forgiven after June 30th, and we'll talk more about the details of the forgiveness, will then amortize over 10 years. The maximum rate, like Ryan said, 4%, no prepayment penalties, which is a beautiful thing. And then the loan payments themselves are deferred for 6 to 12 months.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, just a really significantly improved EIDL loan.
And just to give you a real life example, what we're going to be seeking to do is refinancing some debt that I have on the company at a really reasonable, 6% SBA loan and some high interest, wrapping those all up together and doing that, extending the term to 10 years and putting that at a 4% is just going to give us a lot of much needed breathing room during this time.
Yeah, it's really significant. A few more details about the the Paycheck Protection Program, which everyone on the call should plan on applying for. First of all, the payroll costs that are included are entire payroll, including vacation, including allowances for severance, including healthcare premiums and state and local taxes. Employees whose income exceeds $100,000 a year, prorated for the loan period, the amount over $100,000 will be excluded.
Oh, we lost your audio.
Oh, okay. I'm saying that for employees, high income employees, expensive employees to whom you pay more than $100,000, or yourself if you pay yourself more than $100,000, the amount over $100,000 is excluded. And then another point I want to make is to be sure that team leaders and brokers know that your wages and salaries are included here as well. 3 important exclusions: interest on debts that you incur after February 15th, 2020, not included. And payroll, I told you about the excess of $100,000 a year. And lastly, for those of you who have like virtual assistants or call center people outside of the country, their wages are not included. Now, the loan forgiveness eligible items are specifically during the 8-week period from the time your loan is closed for the next 8 weeks. Eligible items for complete forgiveness are the following: in the interest portion on the mortgage payments you make, payment for rent on any office or storage lease that you must continue. It's basically your operating expenses for that period. Any utility payments, including your internet service. And like I said, it does seem at this point like it includes you as well.
Now, why did you differentiate this as opposed to the payroll? Because
it's the same, right?
So I mean, this seems to indicate that the payroll portion wouldn't be forgiven.
No, this is in addition to payroll, these items are eligible for forgiveness.
Oh, in addition to, okay.
Yep. Now, there's also an advanced grant feature that I want to make you aware of, is when you apply for the EIDL loan and you believe that you seem to qualify, the SBA has the funds available to cut you a check within 3 days for $10,000. It's kind of a quick infusion of money while you wait for approval. But everyone is saying, and it's just bizarre or way beyond our wildest dreams to imagine, but they say that these loan approval processes will be less than 30 days, maybe only 3 weeks. And so this portion, this grant, advanced grant, is intended to get $10,000 into the hands of every business owner quickly. So
I heard that if you're not approved, you still don't have to repay that money.
No, that's right. That's right. I would bring to your attention a few points that are kind of confusing still. There are SBA lines of credit, of course. Many of you have them. The limit has always been $350,000. That's been extended now to $1 million. So you'll want to, for sure, anybody who has an SBA line of credit, right away submit an application to extend it as high as they will extend it. Also, the details are not really clear around to what extent and what will be the stipulations around refinancing or recapitalization of all your debt. There's still some gray area there. And it also seems like the SBA will not be the only processor of those paycheck protection loans. Seems like the banks themselves are going to get involved. And if all of them get overwhelmed, the Fed and the Treasury might even step in. So stay tuned there. Now, we have some services that, because we are helping a number of our customers already, that we're able to offer to all of you to help you. Ryan, you want to describe the three options?
Yeah, well, I want to stress that that's not really what this call is about. And we'll give you links here to get done by yourself, absolutely everything that we've discussed here at the end. However, some people will want additional help. Some people will want just to talk things over, another set of eyes on it. And other people will just want a little extra hand-holding. So we've got three very simple products here. Do-it-yourself disaster funds application kit. That's like the first level. Here's exactly what to do. Boom, 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 boom. Step by step, frequently asked questions, example applications. We'll actually show you our example application and some others kind of mocked up for what an agent might do, what a broker might do, what a brokerage might do, or whatever. And in addition to that, we're going to keep up with this for you, just like we did today. We're going to cut through all the news and say, here's the 4 things that you might care about. We're calling that Coronavirus Business Aid Wire Service, okay? And that's an ongoing thing. So that's $49 a month. All these items you can cancel at any time. Additionally, you can get a 2-hour consult or a 5-hour consult. Details are there, and they're pretty self-explanatory. So hopefully that'll provide some help.
All right, so what is next is that we expect that especially the next couple of weeks are going to be a little bit chaotic, but it's our advice to get prepared and get in line early, because
that means getting all the documents right away, completing them, saving them on your computer.
And if you choose not to do it yourself, to make a plan and to get, because there's going to be this round, there's going to be another round, there's going to be changes. So for the next 8 weeks, you're going to need a resource, either you or someone who works for you or a hired agency, to apply and reapply and follow up to get the resources that you need so that you can focus during this chaotic time on strategic things that will put you in good position to make the most.
Heck, just running your business is hard enough. I mean, I know that everyone has to just keep their business afloat, let alone,
right,
work on all this stuff. To give you an example, Virtual Results applied about a week ago, and then the website was overwhelmed and crashed and came down, and they put a new website up and changed all the rules, and we have to apply again. So it's important that you have this. It might not be a one and done sort of thing. It might be the kind of thing that you got to keep up on. So
and you have to be persistent as hell, right, Ryan? I mean, we had to we submitted by mail, by email, and online, just to make sure that we got to that submitted notification. But then, like Ryan says, we have to reapply. There's plenty of online resources. And again, we're going to try to boil those down to those that are most specifically applicable to realtors. And you see these 3 in front of you, and I would particularly recommend to you the resources by state from a company called multifunding.com. I've noticed that they're doing a tremendous job of updating it, sometimes more than once a day. And there really are some pretty significant resources beyond federal resources.
All right, and I think with that, we'll just leave it on our final offer of help for you. Please reach out with questions, with feedback. Maybe you'd like us to do another one of these. Definitely for the people that subscribe to Coronavirus Business Aid Wire Service, you'll be getting these regularly. We'll try not to firebomb you with information, but definitely want to make sure that you're up to date and among the first in line for these and any other resources that we find that could benefit you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Good luck, and please let us know if this has been helpful. Thanks so much.
Thanks.